Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Holika Holika Piece Matching Shadow Palette from the Pearly Flash collection, as well as one of the extra products which I don't know the name of right now. Wow! This is the Edge Highlighter from the Pearly Flash collection. I just keep forgetting what this is called. So I picked these up a little while ago with the rest of the Holika Holika Pearly Flash collection. I think this is the last product that I have to review, and I decided that I would put the two eyeshadow products together because this would be a really boring review by itself. And I still wanted to talk about it, like it's still a cute product. So I'm going to split them up into two different sections. I'm going to be talking about the Edge Highlighter first, and the product description for this one says, for a stronger strobing effect, apply on areas you wish to bring out such as cheekbones, brow bones, bridges of the nose, Cupid's bow after foundation, and that is about it. So the product packaging is really cute. I really enjoy the packaging of all of the Pearly Flash collection, and this is no exception. It is a long and tall skinny sort of thing, but it doesn't have that much product. So in terms of if you're looking for product per square meter in a sense, this one doesn't give you very much payoff, which is a bit disappointing. Basically it's a little spring loaded section, and it's going to push this little tip into a flattened out eyeshadow. Basically it kind of looks like you wouldn't know what's happening, but yeah, it's just a spring-loaded mechanism in there, and a little like puffy tip. There's only one color in the collection, and it is kind of like a really pretty champagne color. So I'm going to start out with the Edge Highlighter, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like if I was just applying this to the Egg Yourself section. Oof, just dropped the mirror. Which would be the section of puffiness underneath the eye bag. So if you smile like that, see how there's like a little bag of fat? That's that. So you're just kind of accentuating that. You do not have to be a certain ethnicity to have this. It's like a genetic feature, I guess, but you can make it more prominent by putting lighter colored shadows on it. Like, so what I would do is I would smile with my eyes and draw like that. I think for me that this is a little bit intense, like it's quite a lot of shadow, I say as I put more down. But it can look quite cute. Otherwise sometimes I would just smudge it out like that. I find that the applicator is quite fat though. The other thing that you can do with these also is obviously to apply them as like a regular eyeshadow. That's quite labor intensive though. Obviously the applicator is really small for that. So you can go over like this, lean with your fingertips, and you get a really nice cute like wash of colour. So I feel like I can get almost exactly the same results with a regular eyeshadow, which is why I think that it's quite redundant. But yeah, you can do that sort of stuff with it. So it's still cute, and it's a really beautiful colour. It's just not unique, that's all. For me, I think this is a little bit of a useless product. I bought it because I wanted to get the whole collection, but honestly I feel like it's kind of really, yeah, I'm gonna go with useless a little bit. So in terms of the mechanism and the packaging, I feel like the packaging is really big for what it is. Like the actual product itself is going to be in here, and then you just have this huge thing. You probably could have cut that in half if you wanted to and made a much smaller product. I also find that it's very limiting. Obviously there is only one color, unless you're doing something like lining your egg yourself or something like you really want this color. You could get this color in so many other palettes. So that's why I feel like it's a little bit redundant. That's the word I'm looking for, not useless, it's redundant. Useless just sounds so mean. Redundant is a lot more accurate of a description. It does work. I find that for me, I would normally be using this for lining like the egg yourself. So that's just like the inner corner, the little puffy eye bag there. But I find that the applicator is a bit too big. So I prefer a smaller applicator for my own egg yourself. Maybe they're just not as big as everybody else's. I don't particularly care, but I don't find it the most precise applicator. I think that the color is cute, but again, redundant because it's in so many other palettes. So for me, it's not a product that I will be keeping, nor is it really a product I would recommend. I feel like the days where we used to use these are long past, and there aren't that many products like this available at the moment, and there's probably a reason why. So moving on, we're going to go on to the palette itself, which is the big part of the review. So this is the Piece Matching Shadow Palette, and I got mine in the shade number 10, which is called Cloudy Moment. There are a few other colors. I think there are 3 in the collection. So there's 10 Cloudy Moment, 9 My Mood, and 8 Hey Rosy. So there are 3 different ones and they all have 4 shades in the collection. So for this one, the product description says, well, it's just got a bunch of benefits. I guess I'll read those out. A 4-color eyeshadow palette contains eyeshadows with pearly finish and a glass flake shimmer. The combination of colors helps create gorgeous eye makeup with mellow mood. The sheer fit texture glides on smoothly, leaving a transparent looking smooth finish. The packaging of this palette again is really beautiful. I don't need to go on any more about how much I really like the Pearly Flash collection packaging. On the inside there is a really big mirror and then they have 4 shadow shades. I feel like for this one, the packaging per square meter, I need to find a really good, like a better way of saying this. But the amount of packaging that it has is good for the product that it has. Like really, it's got as much product as the packaging itself has, plus it has a mirror. So I don't feel like it's wasting space in my collection, which for me is particularly important because I do have a bigger collection. It may not be important for you, so you can just ignore that. There are 4 shades in the collection, 2 mattes and 2 shimmers, which is actually a lie. There's only 1 matte, which I found out later and I just remembered again, a shimmery color, 2 shimmers, and a flaky glitter. So I'll hold the palette up and point. This is a matte. This one looks like a matte and it keeps tricking me every single time, but it's actually like a beige shimmer. This is a dark brown shimmer and this one in the corner is your glass flaky color. Oh. The first shade is a very pale beige shimmer. This one doesn't give off very much color at all and very little shimmer, so I find this one to be quite unhelpful. The second shade is a really beautiful beige sparkle. This one has a lot of fallout, so if you are worried about that, yes, do be worried. However, it does have a really beautiful effect. The next shade along is the only matte in the collection and it is kind of like this really pretty pinkish, brownish, purplish mix of colors. It's very sheer and I feel like it is a little bit difficult to get enough pigmentation, like I really had to load up this color to make it look like that, but it is pretty nonetheless. The last shade is a really beautiful chocolate brown with a little bit of shimmer through it. This one is a really pretty color and I feel like it works well. It's pigmented enough to darken out the outer third, but it's not too difficult to blend. Overall for this one, I am not a huge fan just because I feel like the color selection is a little bit odd for me. Like I can't really make that many looks out of it because of what they have. But we'll go with the packaging. Like I said before, the packaging I really like. It's very pretty and I feel like it's very standard for this kind of eyeshadow palette. I don't feel like there's a huge amount of wasted packaging either, which I particularly like because I do have a very big collection. I want everything in my collection to be nice, stackable and storable, so the packaging matters a lot in terms of how it's being used as well as what it looks like to me. This is only 1 shade in the collection, but I do not really like the colors. When I looked at them, I think that I looked at them and I was like, they look more unique than the other ones do. But really, it's not. I think it's because I was looking at the Cloudy Moment, which is the matte color, and thinking, oh, you know, that looks really nice, or Pearly Cloud looks a lot different in the photos than it does in real life as well. But I didn't find that I could make that many eyeshadow looks with this, mostly because they only had 1 matte color and then there were just too many glitters for me personally. So I didn't feel like it was something that I needed in my collection or was able to utilize well. However, if you like more sheer eyeshadows and you are fond of the glitters, which normally I am, but I do need some mattes to go with it, then it would be one that I would recommend more for you. I almost wish that I got number 9, which is pretty similar, but it just has a proper pearly nude, which I'm assuming is not a shimmer. It's really, really hard to tell. Or the first one, which is Hey Rosy, which is the cute pink one of the collection. Oh, should have got that. Oh well. I don't feel like this is a terrible palette whatsoever. I just feel like it's not the right palette for me, which I have tried quite a few Holika Holika palettes before as well. I do really like the quality of the palette. I feel like the colors are really nice and they blend well. I feel like this matte is pretty sheer though, so being that it's the only matte in the collection, it's a little bit like underwhelming. This glitter is beautiful though. I really like Holika Holika's glitters in general. I find that they do a really nice glitter. So I do like the palette, but it's just not for me. If you like this kind of thing, then I definitely would recommend it. They're not super expensive as well. So in terms of the price point, they are, sorry, hiccuping there. They are $11.51 US on YesStyle right this second, because that is where I bought mine from. That's the link that I have open, but I will put some different links down below if you guys want to look at a few different shops as well. So for these ones, unfortunately, they are not going to be ones that I am going to keep. However, a little bit redundant, still think that it's a bit redundant. I do really like them. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!